All right, hey folks, let's go over one of our newer features, quantity pricing. So go to your settings menu, scroll down towards the bottom, click on quantity pricing. So what quantity pricing is it's for those more or less bulk items like arrows, veins, feathers, field tips, knocks, items that maybe you give the customers a break on based on the amount they buy. So maybe you have a set rate, but then if they buy a dozen or more arrows, they get them a little cheaper than if they just bought a half dozen, or if they bought, 50 or more veins, they get them cheaper than if they just bought 20 or 30 veins. If you don't do that, then don't worry about this. But if you want to set it up in the system so you don't have to do it manually, this is how you would do it. So you're going to create the quantity pricing structure. And what's going to happen is you're going to add the items to that structure. So these are some examples of some structures we have. One's bulk veins and one is youth arrows. I'm going to use the bulk veins to demo this. So you would click add a price structure, or on the price structure you've already created, you'd assign it a name, and then you have 4 line items and 2 fields to fill out. You have your quantity and your price per unit. So the way this works is you put in the quantity that you are saying they have to purchase to get this price. Um, so if they buy 12 or less veins, it's going to be 20 cents in this example. So the way they reach the next step is they have to reach the next quantity. So if they technically buy 35 veins or less, it's 20 cents. But if they buy 36 to 49 veins, then it's going to be 15 cents. And then if they buy 50 to 99 veins, it's 12 cents. And if they buy 100 or more veins, it's 10 cents a vein. So that's how the structure is going to break down. They have to meet that quantity threshold in order to get that discounted price. And you can have up to 4. So once you get that figured out and you assign it, you're going to update it. Keep in mind it is based on the price per unit. So if you inventory your arrows, for example, by the half dozen or the full dozen, then you might make the quantity 0.5 and then your price for a half dozen arrows. And then the next line be quantity 1 for a dozen arrows and whatever your price is on a dozen. And then the third line, 1.5 and whatever your price would be if the customer bought, a dozen and a half or 18 arrows. Just some examples. So we're going to back out of this, and then I'm going to show you where you add it in the price structure. You have to go to add edit items, and then you got to select the item you want to add to that price structure. So we're just going to do something simple and do blazer vein. You then click edit, put in your pin, and then at the very bottom, it's going to be price break, and then that's where you add it to the price break. So keep in mind too, in that price break, you're assigning what your selling price is. So you're not going to have one price structure for all your arrows in your shop. You might have a entry level arrow price structure. You might have a midline arrow price structure and a high end arrow price structure. Or something along those lines, because obviously you wouldn't want to have, one price structure for, your $80 a dozen arrows and your $200 a dozen arrows in the same structure, because then they're going to sell for the same prices and it'll throw your margins off. So if you got any questions on that, or need some more help setting it up, there are instructions in the training manual. It's in the settings, which is near the bottom of the training manual. So if you go into your ePRO, go to your settings folder, and then go into ePRO training manual. You just scroll down to the second page, and then you can click on settings, which starts at page 48, and it'll go through everything right here. Service reminders and quantity pricing is on page 52. So otherwise, if you got any other questions, give us a call, shoot us an email, 480-664-2096, or Dan@orgbyrange.com or Cassie@orgbyrange.com. Thanks.